Resume recording. Okay.
Okay.
So some of you might have seen, I know that Brenda already saw, but I have updated the Facebook Mafia group to then have all of our meetings as events. So for those of us that are on Facebook a lot, you'll see upcoming event and it'll keep reminding you of what's happening. I also wanted to plan ahead. And that was more for me than anybody else, so that I'm not at 4 o'clock being like, crap, what are we going to be doing? I knew that we were trading off product knowledge and training, but for my brain, it's just good to have like an agenda. So the entire month is laid out for you in the Mafia Facebook page. So be sure to check that out. And Brenda, I saw that you marked going, which is great, because if you mark going to the events, it'll give you notifications.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing for me is knowing, being told ahead of time. So
totally. And I'll probably still send the link in the group text. Actually, I didn't even send the link in the group. No, I did. I'll still send the link in the group text. But it's just, all the different ways that we can get information to people. So whoever wants to come and train, they have all the information. So that's one thing. So then let's talk about next week's meeting. I have to fly to, where am I going next weekend? Salt Lake City, I think. And I have to fly on Wednesday. So I won't be available for next week's meeting. However, I still scheduled one and I allowed it that anybody should be able to start it. Like I shouldn't have to start it.
Okay.
I will double check the setting, but like I created the Zoom link. So we might test it on Tuesday. I might have somebody test it on Tuesday, but I would really, it's like when the teacher's away, I still want class to happen. But what I really think would be good was for everybody who wants to show up, just to get to know each other and where you're at in your business and what do you struggle with and what are your strengths. And sometimes I think that is just as valuable as learning from somebody who's teaching. So my hopes is that next week you guys still jump on and still do a meeting and chat with each other and have that. So that's next week. I have all of my notes. Hold on. Let me go back to my notes. Okay. So yeah, next week I'm not going to be here. And then we're going to do product knowledge. That'll be like our meeting. We're going to get there. But then the week after that is book club. And so I really want to make sure that we get back on the book. How to Succeed or Business in the 21st Century, the book that we're reading, it's in 3 parts. So I kind of figured, even if we stretch it out, just because I know I feel it, life is going back to normal at a fast and furious pace, which means people are getting busy and I feel it too. If we even do one section a month, that would be reading the book in a quarter. And this is our quarter 1 for Senegence. This is our first quarter for Senegence. So I'm like, that's absolutely good. If we manage to even get through 4 books in a year, like, I think that is totally acceptable. Of course, you can always do more on your own, but I think that's a good goal for us to have. So I wanted to make sure we talked about that. The book club then is going to be the following week. So read that. It's like not even 30 some pages. It's a quick read, section 1 of the book. So make sure you read that then in 2 weeks time. You have from now until 2 weeks to read that one. I also wanted to talk about seminar, and we'll talk about seminar again in the 2-week meeting. But the cutoff for registering for seminar is April 19th. And everything is virtual this year. So you have 2 different options. You can choose to just do a virtual conference fee, which is $95, and that gives you access to all of the trainings. And I'm not sure for how long after. I want to say that one's like a week or 2 weeks. But if you go into the back office, all of the information is there for you. Okay. Or you could do the $225 option, and then you get a swag box valued at, I think they said it was like $240. So in my brain, I was like, wait, I can get all of the training and I can get goodies and it comes in cute packaging. And like, it's not necessarily saying product. So just know that. But like, I got in the pit stop one, like this, I travel with my makeup brushes in this, oh, confetti from Law Madness just fell out. That's hysterical. So like, this is how I travel with my makeup brushes. So like, this was just one of the things that came. Pencils, the makeup brush cleaner, the product of makeup brush cleaner, LipSense, like it's a combination of things. So just so you know, if you do decide to spend the money, don't necessarily think all product, but know you're going to get really good Senegent stuff if you do spend the money. Actually, I need to pack those, so I'll leave those close by. So that's coming up on the 19th. And I need to update, going back to the Facebook group, the Mafia Facebook group, I have made the challenge one main post, our whole April challenge. So what you can win, the monthly challenges that are like stagnant throughout the entire month. And then every week that I debut a new challenge, I'll put that in the comments. So we're not trying to track down like 9 different posts and what's happening here and that, like we all just go to that one post. And Brenda, you already did it. You showed proof of your front load. Like that is exactly it. And that's where you get entries in to win the Start Today planner and the Priority Planner journal from Rachel Hollis. So now continuing on with that, if you do register for seminar, either option, you get 3 entries into the drawing. So if registering and getting valuable information about your business isn't enough motivation, a little extra motivation that you might get some free goodies from me as well. Okay, so that's it about seminar. I am going to Montana. I'm going to go with Glia up to Montana, so I'll be with her for seminar and be able to see all that. That is not it about seminar. If you register, even the $95 one, and sorry, Brenda, I feel like you've been around, so you've kind of heard us talk about seminar a bit. Barbara, do you know about seminar, or do you want me to break it down a little bit more for you?
I'm sure it's like any kind of conference.
Yeah,
I do professional conferences for work all the time. So
totally, it's the big one. So seminar is the one because our LipSense year runs from April 1st to March 31st. So seminar is like the big one that's like for people who hit the rank of Crown Princess. That means their team did $1 million in the year and then they hit the rank. So it's like the seminar is our big end of the year party and training to get us started for the next seminar year. So out of all of there are 4 conferences every year with Senegents. 2 are open to all ranks, and 2 you have to be a certain rank to go to. So seminar and, actually no, leaders. Seminar and the makeup conference are open up to everybody. The PIT MUA, not MUA, but just the makeup one. They're open up to everybody. Leaders, you have to be a certain rank. And maybe the marketing and media one is open to everybody. They keep changing it and then they keep going virtual so then everybody can come. It's, right now, seminar is open to everybody. It is our biggest one. So if you're like, I'm only going to budget to do 1 a year, always budget to do seminar. Okay. Normally it's in Oklahoma. So if you're thinking like ahead, even for next year and putting money away, plan on that. Again, if you're going to only do 1, that's the one I recommend doing. Okay. So that's seminar. They also have announced, and I don't know if you guys saw it in your email, if it came in, or maybe you guys haven't gotten the email because if you're not registered, there are seminar product packs that they are going to release April 21st through the 25th. It is $500 worth of new product they're going to release at seminar this year, which is just insane. Like, I can't even imagine how many products are going to be released, because normally during a conference, they release like $200 worth of product. Like in January, it was the tinted lip balms, the anti-wrinkle, and the 2 permanent shadow sense colors. So that's 66, 85, 140, 150, we'll just round up 20, like 200. Again, they're always in like the $200 range of new products that they release at a conference. They are saying that they are releasing $500 worth of new product for seminar weekend. And in case you don't know the dates, it is seminar weekend is April 23rd and 24th. And it is a Friday, Saturday, because it went virtual, which means it could go global, which means they do Friday, Saturday. So it's Saturday, Sunday in Australia. So if you're like, why the heck isn't it Saturday, Sunday? When
Right.
it goes virtual, they shift them so that it can be more globally easy for Hong Kong and Australia to watch the training as well. It's a whole headache. So anyways, when you register, you have the option, they're saying between April 21st and April 25th, or until it sells out, distributors will have access, regardless of your current discount level, to buy all of the new product at 50% off. And they have, it's like with shipping 241 or something. So just something to think about. You have to be registered though to be able to get that product pack and get the new products at 50% off. I'm going into Big Sky Beauties right now just to see if I can find the actual information, so I'm not just lying to you guys. Let's see. Nobody likes a liar. Oh, also, don't forget always in Big Sky Beauties to look at the announcements. Because like Brenda, you can upload your PV screenshot to have a chance to win the Louis Vuitton wallet.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah, like Glia, it's I'm just making sure. Team incentive, place a 350 PV order this month.
Right.
And so Barbara, if you get to 350 by the month, post it in the comments, and then you go into Glia's drawing to win her gifts as well. So don't forget, you guys are in to win her stuff as well as anything that I do as well. So always check for those things.
Okay.
Okay, didn't find what I wanted to find, but I found that other thing, which was, you know, good information. Seminar product pack. I know it's in here somewhere. It wasn't that long ago. But of course, things get buried because people comment on things and Facebook. Okay, here we go. Seminar attendees only. Seminar New Year product packed with free shipping. You get PV for it, which is good for me and good for you guys if you're trying to reach other things. Like when you guys start wanting to qualify for like the gifts and trips, you need PV. Paying attention to what you get PV for is important. So you get 229 PV for it, and it's $251, and it's valued at 503. So there's that little thing. If you want to look for it on Big Sky Beauties and like read about it more, you absolutely can.
Okay.
But that's another thing of like, okay, that's something to think about. If you register and you're like, I want to take advantage of that, that's another option. Yeah, Barbara.
So what, if I were limited on a budget, what would you recommend? The 95 for the seminar and the product pack, or the 225 swag box for the seminar?
I would do the 95 and the new product, because the swag box isn't going to be new product.
Right.
So if
Okay.
you're gonna want to get new products, so the swag box comes early, so you can be excited about it. So it's definitely not new product. So I would do 95, and this thing launches April 21st, and they say April 21st through the 25th, or while supplies last. So if
So
you're
you've
thinking
got to get
about
on
grabbing it,
midnight on the 21st.
yeah, exactly. Like if you're like, this is what I want, get it right away. Don't dilly dally. So yeah,
Okay.
that's how I would recommend it if you're working on a budget. And then make it a game in your VIP group. And we're going to definitely talk more seminar things in 2 weeks, but like do a mystery drawing of like, I'm getting brand new product. What, you know, would you want to have a roulette wheel of spin the roulette wheel, and product range between 0 to 50 is, you know, a roulette wheel. 51 to 100 is another roulette wheel. I can't imagine anything's going to be over $100, but I could be wrong. I don't, and this is the thing, and we can get creative maybe in 2 weeks when we're talking more seminar things, but start to be thinking about that. Like if you're wanting to get this swag box, of course you could keep it for yourself as a tester, but we're in this business to make money. So if you can make money on it and then go back and order it again next month for yourself, if it's something you want, great. But try to like sell the whole box, of course.
Okay.
Okay. So that's seminar. Back to an airhead break. Today is the last day to front load if you want to get entries in. So Brenda, you're in. Barbara, I saw you placed your $100, but anybody that's watching the recording and you're still watching it and it's Wednesday today is your last day to front load. All right. Last little bit before we get into product knowledge is I wanted to do this last week and I totally forgot. At the beginning of the month, I always want to plan what our group party is going to be at the end of the month, because I want to give you guys adequate time to think about who you're going to invite and how you're going to strategically plan that for your business. So my idea, and I don't know, Barbara, were you in our meeting when we were talking about how I'm going to throw like a team party for us every month? So to help you guys front load, because I was like, how can I help people how can I help as much? What can I do to help? And I was like, if we did a team party the last like week of the month and you invited, go ahead.
Like the last bar we did.
Yeah. Like the last
Okay,
bar. That
okay,
was like
yeah,
the first, that was a rushed version of it, but yes.
Okay.
So I will plan a party where I will do all of the posting, all of the content, and you guys just invite in your friends and follow up and collect orders. So that
Okay.
my hopes is everybody on the first can front load without a problem.
Okay.
That's my goal.
I got an order out of that, but I already had the product, so I didn't get to use it for front load.
Yeah. And that's going to happen too sometimes.
Yeah.
You got an order. That's all that matters. Woo-hoo. Okay. So I'm looking at April. April sucks for me. I'll just tell you that. I'm gone on the 29th. So let's see. We would have to run the party on the, oh God.
Seminar weekend.
Well, I think I'll start it during the week and run it through the weekend. So what if we started it on, because if I'm going to go live, sorry, I guess I should relay more information that's in my brain. I was thinking of doing April showers brings May flowers, but April showers, we focus on skincare. Come back next month and we'll do spring beauty looks or something like that.
Good idea.
Do we like that idea?
Yep.
So April,
Yes.
I was thinking of skincare. So I could go live on the 28th and talk skincare. And then that gives you guys Thursday, Friday, and of course, even if you need to on Saturday on the 1st to collect orders to front load. Because again, the goal is the 1st, but as long as you front load within the first week, that is good. So would that work? And again, you don't have to be there. You don't have to watch live, but of course it's going to help if you can, because then you can comment and algorithm can go up and your friends can see that you commented and then they'll come watch and all of that jazz.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have a mafia meeting at 5. I mean, what did I say that meeting was going to be? That was going to be product knowledge. What if we just turned that mafia meeting into our party?
That's a good idea.
And we might have to do it at 6 p.m. I'll check with Kobe and the girls here on the East Coast. So that would be 8 for you guys that the live video happens. But let's just not try to do a meeting and then a party. Let's focus the energy on the 28th into doing the skincare party. So I usually create groups. I usually create them like a week before. And the only reason I'm hesitating is because of seminars. So there's going to be new product. So it's like you're going to have 2 sets of people, and maybe it's not 2 sets of people. Maybe you have people that want new product, but then you're like, hey, we're also doing a skincare party. Why don't you join in on that? You also can send samples out. Like we're planning ahead enough advance. Why can't I use English? We're planning enough in advance that honestly, you could collect people for samples this week. If you have samples on you, then you're definitely
Yeah.
set in time. Even if you don't, you could order them, ship them. Like, you still have enough time, basically. If you want to get people samples for this party, you can. It's not going to be a requirement, but of course I'll talk about it. I'll be like, if you receive samples, this is how you're going to use them. But I'm just going to do a quick how-to of our entire skincare line. So that'll be our party. Will be on the 28th. Let me mark this. Mafia.
I have work that night, but hopefully by 7 or 8, I'll be home.
Okay. Facebook. Skincare. Party. So I'm just trying to think of when I should create the group for you guys. I just don't want to add people in it too soon, because that really drives algorithms down. So I'll create it. I'm going to create it on Monday, the 26th, but that doesn't mean you wait until Monday to start asking people. You should have your like 10 people that you want to invite, your 10 to 15 people that you want to invite way before the 26th, so that on the 26th, when I open up the group, you can send them the link and be like, here's the link to join.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So if we send it out this week, then if people want to do samples, we can still get the samples for them before the group is put up.
Yeah, if you needed to like order, if you don't have samples on you and you need
Right.
to order samples.
Mhm.
You okay, buddy? Just hacking back there. He's been licking his
Aw.
paws a lot, and I think he's getting hair caught in his throat that's tickling. So if you need to order the samples, Brenda, you would have time. Tonight is the 7th. You would have all weekend. You could order on Monday. Well, if we're saying it takes 8 days, it used to not take 8 days. And I'm surprised yours do, because you're so close to Oklahoma.
I'm close. Mm-hmm.
You should not take that long. But let's see. You ship. That still would be enough time. If you ordered them on the 12th, it's 8 days. Let's say you get them latest by the 21st. You ship them on the 22nd. That's still, our party doesn't start until the 28th. And that's when I'll teach them how to use their samples. They'd use them for 3 days, and then you'd collect their order on the 1st.
Okay.
So yeah, so let's talk those dates through again. Tonight is the 7th. If you want to get people and get samples, you need to send them the link for the skincare, which I need to post that, don't I? Trying to find which paper to write on. Skincare, the link and the photo. Poor Pete, you okay back there? Did you get some water? Okay, so you would have this weekend to have people take the quiz. You need to place your order on the 12th so that you get it, hopefully, we'll just say by like the 20th, 21st. You need to ship them out immediately on the 22nd so that then they have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days to arrive on the 28th.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I can do that.
So yeah, that's tight. And again, they don't have to have samples, but I think samples are great. I would
think it'll help.
Get them. If you're getting samples, I would charge them the $10 shipping and handling. You can't say you're charging for samples. You just say for shipping and handling. And I would do 2 skincare strips, because 1 is not quite enough, especially in case they like overuse it. So
Right.
2 skincare strips, 1 full strip of climate control, and then the lip balm lip scrub sample. It's up to you if you want to do like a resurfacer as well. It's just more expensive on your part, but if you're gonna make it back in sale, it's like one of those 50-50 things. But definitely those are like the bare minimum ones.
Okay.
Cool. So then I will create the group on the 26th. So we'll talk about it again on the 21st, but you guys need to have your invite list done, ready to go, so that on the 26th, you can just immediately add people. We can get them hyped up on the 27th. We party on the 28th. I'll have informational posts happening on the 29th, 30th, and the 1st. You guys can be collecting orders all, that weekend, the 30th, the 1st, and the 2nd.
Okay,
Hey Siri.
sounds good.
Cool. Okay. How are we doing on time? Because I was going to do some product knowledge on LipSense, but I feel like that's something we kind of know decently. How's time going for everybody?
I'm good I'm good, whatever.
Okay, so let's do a little bit of LipSense product knowledge and common issues and things like that. Let's talk about, there are a lot of challenge options this week because LipSense is our key product. So LipSense is generally how you're going to get people in the door. And then once they're in the door shopping, that's when they buy all the other things. And that's when they get skincare, and that's when they get eyeshadows, and they get mascara, and then they get CCTM. But most of the time people come in the door because of LipSense. So just keep that in mind. It's our wow product. It's what most people are drawn to. So let's talk challenges before we get into it. So you will get, there are lots of entry options. One entry if you make a new wow video. So a wow, and I can post mine in the comments. I'll post my most recent wow video in the comments. Post wow video is you having LipSense on, showing how it doesn't come off in your mask, when you kiss your dog, on your hand, like any sort of a thing. And it doesn't have to be crazy professional. Just do a wow video. Film yourself. They want to see you doing it. So you get one entry if you make a wow video. You get another entry, and it can be live or a pre-recorded, and then, again, you can edit as much or as little as you want, but another entry doing a how to apply video, because most people don't know how to apply. And I need to finish mine. I created it, but I haven't edited it. You get a 1 point for one entry if you do a how to remove video, and make them separate just because you want to show people how to apply, and it's easy and it's fun. It doesn't smudge off. And then of course you're going to have people that are like, wait, but how do I get it off? And you can tag them in that other video as well. And again, these can be live or pre-recorded, but they just need to be in your group. 1 point for every starter collection that you sell this week. So color gloss remover is a starter collection, because anybody that is new to LipSense absolutely needs a starter collection. It does not work without the gloss. Don't ever sell it to anybody without the remover so they can take it off safely. So they need the 3. And you also get 1 point or 1 entry. I don't know why I keep saying points. 1 entry for running a Visly campaign about LipSense. So are both of you in the Big Sky Beauties Visly team page? So there are like 90 different Visly campaigns in there. There's more templates and campaigns than there is time in a year to run all of them. So find one that you like. And if you decide to run a Visly campaign this week, you'll get an extra entry. So 5 different ways to get entries. Create a wow video, a how to apply video, a how to take off video, any starter collection you sell. So of course, if you sell multiple, you can grab multiple entries there, and then running a Visly campaign. Okay, so product knowledge about LipSense. Or let's just do you both feel like you know how to apply? Like, does that feel, and you know how to teach people how to apply? So what's step 1?
Clean your lips.
Yes, clean, dry lips. Step 2.
Shake, shake, shake.
Yep. And, let's as opposed to just doing the steps for us and for anybody that's watching, clean, dry lips is because it creates a molecular bond with the first thing it touches. So if you have chapstick on, your LipSense going to create a molecular bond with your chapstick. Your chapstick's going to wear off throughout the day, as is your LipSense. Same thing for saliva. Same thing for foundation that might have fallen on your face when you were applying it. Just that's why we clean and dry our lips. It's because LipSense creates a molecular bond with the first thing it touches.
All right.
Okay. Step too. Shaky, 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 shaky. Why do we shaky, shaky, shaky it besides I told you to?
To distribute the product amongst itself.
Correct, to make sure that the color pigmentation is even. Now, here's a great selling point. Because LipSense Opened has a shelf life of over 3 years, that means that if you have your anniversary or date night color that you only wear once a year, that color is going to settle from sitting on your shelf for a year. So we want to make sure that you shake it before you apply it so that you get an even color pigmentation when you apply. Now, step 3.
First layer in one direction.
Yes, I'll try to apply in one direction. And this one will get people. So I try not to get as caught up on this one. I tell them more or less thin layers swiping in one direction. And I stress the thin layers more now than because the newer colors that are releasing, you actually can swipe back and forth and it goes on fine. It's the older colors like mulled wine, bombshell, cappuccino. If you don't put those colors on perfectly, you are not going to have an even color. But the newer ones are like super duper forgiving. Like that red ruby that I was wearing all holiday season, I could literally do this and it went on perfect. So just know in your brain colors that go on easily and colors that don't. But thin layers is the key point of that. And the reason I say that is think of it like a stacking tower. If you have thick layers, it's going to be harder for them to stay connected, where if it's thin layers, it's going to be easier for it to stay on.
Right.
All right. And then what happens after you put on your first layer?
You let it dry.
Yep. How long?
A minute. Is it a minute?
10 to 20 seconds.
Okay.
Yep. The minute comes in a minute. Minute comes in an in. Yeah. Just like 10 to 20 seconds. Pretty much by the time they finish the top and the bottom lip and kind of do this, they're good to go. Like the in-between layers don't need to dry crazy long. And then we do it again. Why do we do three layers? Are 3 layers important? Do you have to do 3 layers?
Yes.
Why?
One layer is for your lips. One layer is for the atmosphere. I don't know what it was.
Yep. No, go ahead, Barbara.
Doesn't the first layer kind of soak in? The second layer is what stays, and the third layer comes off when you eat.
Kind of. Yes, you're in the same ballpark. So the reason why we tell people to do 3 layers is to give it the long-lasting effect. Your skin's going to try to break down the first layer. The environment is going to try to break down the top layer. So when we create a sandwich of the 3 layers together, that's when we get the long-lasting effect.
Okay.
So yes, both correct in just little different ways. Yep, and each layer we allow 10 to 15, 15 to 20. Really, that verbiage you can say however feels comfortable to you. And then after the 3rd layer, that's when we let it dry for a full minute.
Okay.
I have started saying if you're super busy and you don't have time or you don't think you have time for your LipSense to dry, I suggest doing your LipSense color, then doing your mascara, and then going back in to seal it with your gloss. So give them a solution before they even make it a problem. Because you'll have somebody be like, I don't have time for that. And you'll be like, you don't have time to reapply throughout the day. Do it in the morning once, and then you don't have to worry about it. So LipSense, mascara, gloss. All right. Can they use other gloss?
No.
Correct. Cannot use other gloss because other glosses will have wax in it. Wax will try to break down the product. So our glosses are made with vitamin E and shea butter. They hydrate your lips. It absolutely seals in your LipSense color. So you have to seal your LipSense color in with a gloss. This is a me-ism. This is an Erica-ism. I recommend sealing in with the glossy, like the traditional clear. Then if they want to carry the like matte gloss or a glitter gloss or something fun with them throughout the day, they can. But I always tell my clients, seal it in with glossy. Get all of that hydration, get the color sealed in without any glitter. Because like the glitter glosses have glitter flakes. So I find that it breaks apart the LipSense if it doesn't have that layer of glossy sealed in. Even the shimmers a little. So just, I would suggest seal it in with glossy. That's also a way you can upsell, because then you can be like, oh, but you really want that sweet pea gloss. You can get it on top of your collection, you know, get the glossy, then go in. How often do they, oh, go ahead.
I didn't think the other glosses sealed it. It only the ones that come with the white label with the diamond gloss and the matte gloss, they actually will seal it.
They will, just not, the matte gloss is the least hydrating gloss we have. So it's definitely not good for anybody with dry lips. So people who want the matte finish, I say seal it with glossy. It'll absorb into your lips within 20 minutes. And then you can carry your matte gloss around to have that matte finish throughout the day. But Barbara, yes, technically they can seal it in with any gloss they want. I just don't think they're going to get the long lasting effect. It's not, I want my customers to be happy, because if they're happy, they buy more. Like what Leslie was saying, happy customers buy product. So make sure that you give them as much information and let them know you're doing that for them. You're letting them know the best way the product's going to work.
Okay.
How often do they need to reapply the gloss?
I do mine a lot, but it really only need what, 2-3 times a day?
So this, well, that's good. It's a trick question. It depends on your lips. So if you're newer to LipSense, you're going to need to reapply the gloss more often. Just every 2 to 3 hours, because your lips are still getting rid of all the wax buildup. They need all of the extra moisture and hydration from the glossy. So you'll need to reapply the gloss every 2 to 3 hours. The longer you use LipSense regularly, and you have to give that disclaimer, the longer you use LipSense on a consistent basis, the less you'll have to reapply your gloss throughout the day. Like I still can go like, and I don't even wear it every day. When I was doing the show though, I could do 2 shows and not reapply gloss, and that's 6 hours.
Wow.
So it just depends. Like if your lip tissue is healthy and moisturized, you're not going to need the gloss as much. But you definitely want them to always have it with them throughout the day. I also tell clients, reapply your gloss right before eating and be like, I know that seems so counterintuitive, but think of that gloss as a protective layer in case you're eating something oily that's going to try to break down your LipSense color. That gloss is going to be like a protective layer so your LipSense will last through lunch and dinner.
Okay.
Okay, so that is basic LipSense knowledge. Now let's do a few common problems or issues, or any questions on how to apply and exactly how to tell your clients how to apply.
No.
Great.
I'm good.
Common problems. It burns when I apply it. What do you say?
From
Toughen
videos
up.
I've watched, it's because their lips aren't moist enough.
Correct. So, and honestly, I have started leaving this as a voice memo. I literally just did it today. Let's listen. Let's listen to the voice memo I left today, because as opposed to typing it, it gets too wordy. You get caught in your head. Just leave the voice memo. Everybody likes a good voice memo. Right. Who was it that was complaining that their lips tingled? This lady. Here we go. Let's listen to what I said to her.
Hey, Andrea, I could type it out, but it's just easier for me to voice explain everything to you. So what that sting on your lips is LipSense has a teeny bit of SD40 cosmetic grade alcohol. So if your lips are dry and not as healthy or nourished as they could be, you will feel that tingle on your lips because it's like little cracks when your lips are dry. And so it's like getting a little bit of that cosmetic grade alcohol in there. What I suggest to my clients is to help get your lip tissue a bit more moisturized and healthy, use just the glossy gloss for an entire week straight. no other wax products that cause like buildup or don't actually nourish. Use just that clear glossy gloss for a week, then try the darker one again, and you will notice that it no longer stings because your lip tissue has gotten a bit more moisturized from the vitamin E and the shea butter in the gloss. Let me know how that makes sense, and if you have any other questions.
So it still happens, you guys. I still have clients every day say, it stings when I apply it. You just need to feel so confident with that response. So common words to use. That tingle or what, and I don't even care. I'll say sting. If somebody's like, it stings, I'll be as dramatic as they are. So I'll be like, that sting that you're feeling is LipSense has a little bit of SD40 cosmetic grade alcohol. And if you're having like a conversation with somebody and they're like, why would it have SD40? That's because our LipSense lasts so long. We wanted to make sure that you didn't have any bacteria growth in there. So that SD40 is going to help kill any bacteria that would possibly grow in your tubes. It also acts as a quick dry agent. That's why you're able to get your lips done within 2 minutes and get out the door. Without that in there, you'd have to have a 15-minute dry time. So I don't usually add that second part, but just in case somebody wants to know why the SD40, those are reasons why. So, and here's the deal. Here's a compliance rule. You're not allowed to say that LipSense makes your lips healthier. You can't say it makes them healthier. So you say more moisturized and things like that. So just try not to say like, and you would never get in trouble, but just in case you ran into a compliance police from Senegence for some reason, I just want to make sure you know, try not to say it will make your lips healthier. So if your lips are dry and cracked, you probably are feeling that tingle because it's like getting, alcohol in a paper that it tingles. Everybody knows that. So what we're wanting to do is we're going to want to increase the moisture in your lips and get them just a little bit more moisturized. And your gut reaction is going to want to say healthy. I'm trying really hard to fight that word healthy. So to get them more moisturized. What I recommend is just using our glossy gloss for a week straight because they already have it. They bought the set, so they have it. Lip balm is actually going to be the golden ticket, but right now they're not happy. So you need to make them a happy client. Then once they're a happy client, then you sell them lip balm. Like when you're following back up, that's when you could be like, hey, how's your lip tissue feeling? And they're like, good, it's still a little dry. You could be like, well, we have another product that would also work really good. And that's when you'd add lip balm in. Okay, sorry, going back. So they have the glossy, tell them to use that every day for a week straight, morning and night, during the day, and no other wax products. So why are wax products bad? English.
They build up on your lips.
Correct. And I say, how I think about it, and I literally tell them, like, I'm just having this thought. Surfers use wax on the bottom of their surfboards so they glide across the water and the water won't absorb into their surfboard. So imagine if we're putting wax products on our lips, we're not actually allowing any water intake to go in beyond that wax. It's just going, so it's like surface fake hydration. It's not actually getting into moisture into your lips. And like when we get into climate control, we're going to talk about why getting into the skin is important. So our glossy gloss gets into the skin as opposed to wax products that just sit on the surface layer and don't allow water in. Okay. So use the glossy gloss for a week, no other wax products, then try it again. And you're going to notice that you won't feel that tingle anymore, or it will be way less because your lips now have the moisture that they need. Again, trying not to use the word healthier. If you slip up, whatever, but try your best not to. Okay, so that's a common issue. Other common issues. Why don't you tell me some of the ones you've heard from clients?
That's really the only one I've heard.
Okay. Brenda, any that you've heard?
Not really. I think mostly at the beginning it was they had issues with the back and forth and it lifted off.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not lasting. People will say it's not lasting all day. So I troubleshoot. Are you applying it correctly? Go through all of those steps again. Clean, dry lips, because that's the first one. If they're applying it onto chapstick, it's not going to last all day. If they're a lip licker, they probably have saliva on their lip before they apply. So again, be like, with the clean, dry lips, once you clean them with that washcloth or that witch hazel, don't lick your lips because saliva will get on. So that's clean, dry lips. Thin layers. Are they doing thin layers? Because if the layers are too thick, of course it's going to flake off. Are they allowing it to seal in before they put on the gloss? Are they allowing it to dry that full minute? So ask them, say, is your gloss wand still white? Because if you have color on your gloss wand, you're not allowing that third layer to dry long enough. So you just go through the how to apply layers with them, and you're trying to help them. And I remember at first when someone told me it wasn't work, I would like panic, but now I'm like, let me help you. I have all of the answers. Let me help you. Other issues is licking their lips throughout the day. Saliva is going to break it down. So just tell them to be aware of that. Like Allison shown, Brenda is a huge lip licker, and we didn't realize that until she came and stayed with me. Sorry, Barbara, this is my cousin, family girl. And she was sitting on the couch, and I looked over and I was like, girl, you have licked your lips 10 times in the past minute. No wonder your LipSense doesn't stay on. Like, so that's now I know that's a common issue that people have. And then oily. If they're an oily person and they produce a lot of oil, their lips are also going to have that, and oil breaks it down. So just work with them on it. If they have trouble with their waterline, really make sure that they dry it. So tell them to take a washcloth. I don't have one here, of course, with me. And they like blot their lips on the inside of a washcloth so that waterline doesn't have saliva. Because a lot of people say their waterline breaks down the first thing, which of course it does. It's got a lot of saliva in it.
Right.
Okay, so those are good enough. And you guys always know if you have a customer that's like, and you don't know the answer, send me a message. I'll have it. Okay, how do I get this magic lipstick off healthily and correctly?
Oops.
Great. How do I use it?
In 3, it can take 3 applications to get it off.
Yes, exactly how you apply your LipSense is how you take it off, which means there's a possibility that you'll need to do this step 3 times. And then this is where I get OCD. You can choose to turn me off or not at this point of your life. I don't want to get color on my wand. Also, because I wear crazy bright colors. So I don't want this wand turning purple, and I don't want this vial turning purple. So I teach them my little trick. And I let them know, like, I'm OCD, you don't have to do this. And then I find the people who want to and the people who don't, whatever. And I roll it on my finger, and then I rub on my lips. And I do that for each finger. And then you let each layer dry. So you need to let the oops remover, and then I joke around with this. I'm like, activate. And I'm like, but don't worry, like nothing weird's gonna happen. I just say activate because it allows the oops remover to work and break down the LipSense. So rub your lips together, wipe it off. If you still have some residue, do it again. Because remember, we apply in 3 layers. You might have to take it off in 3 layers. Not always the case, but just so you know, you might have to. And then you tell them, after this, follow up with our lip balm. Well, I don't have the lip balm. Well, that's right. You have the glossy. You can use that for now. But in your next order, we want to make sure we get you the lip balm.
That's the first time I heard that about oops, but I've been figuring that out on my own. And I put it on and I rub my lips together and let it sit for a while before I take it off.
Totally. And same thing, letting it sit works wonders. So the longer they let it sit, the more it's going to break down. So like in the show, I was lazy as all get out. I would put oops on the first thing, and then I would take the coconut oil and I would remove the rest of my makeup. I'd wipe off the rest of my makeup. Then I'd wipe off my oops. And most of the times I didn't have to do a second layer because it sat on long enough that it broke it all down. So that's another good trick. And Barbara, I apologize that I didn't give you that information earlier. See,
there's been a lot.
We all make mistakes. Goodness. Okay, so that is LipSense. You guys feel comfortable with all of the challenges that you can't complete, and like it is LipSense week. I just feel like it's our wow product again. You got to get people in the door. And then Brenda, I saw that you've been uploading your albums. So that's great. So then people are going to see all of those colors and they're going to want them. And yeah, Barbara, did you see that that's It's a full month-long challenge that to upload.
Oh, okay. I kept thinking today, I need to get to that. I need to get to my house.
It is a full
Okay.
month-long challenge because it was in our Hustler Pod challenge that we just finished, which my team won the Hustler Pod challenge, by the way. So yay! But we had that challenge for 6 weeks. It ran from mid-February till the end of, and you guys, I was up at midnight on 3/31 finishing my albums. So I know it takes time. So I wanted to give you all month long to do it. I would suggest don't be like me. Don't procrastinate until the 30th because it sucked. Do it slowly and do a few albums here and there. Brenda, the only thing I would maybe suggest is doing cover photos. And if you don't want to use mine, that's fine. Ciara Martin Beauty has a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Even the Facebook groups like Scenographics, they have cover photos. Or
Okay.
you could take, just one you could get on your app. You're like, what is that called? Pic Collage app. And you could just make a basic, like you could find a background that you like let's say you like that background, and then you can literally type LipSense and then save that photo. Shadow Sense, save that photo. Glosses, save that, and then it looks pretty.
And then I just put it in as the first picture in the album.
Yep, you just have to drag that photo up to the first photo.
Okay, perfect.
I copied yours that your brother-in-law made.
Totally fine. Nope. I had my brother-in-law make those for me. So they are yours to use if you want. Yep. Cool, you guys. Well, then I will not see you next week. But I, again, have hopes and dreams that you guys hang out and get to know each other. And hopefully a few more people will join. I have a new lady I need to welcome to the team. So if Colleen jumps on next week, I'm going to let her know as well that she could get on and meet new team members. I don't know where she's from. I need to figure that out. So. All right, you guys, have a great week. Have a great 2 weeks since I won't see you. But of course, you know that you can reach me at any point and I will get back to you.
Have a good trip to New Orleans.
Thank you. Right. I'll be right by you, but without you. Oh, wait. Hey. All right, you guys have a good one.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.